Absolutely. Again, it depends on which sub asset class we're talking about, but absolutely, there's tremendous opportunity. I heard an expression the other day: "Never let a good pandemic go to waste." And while that might sound a little cavalier, there's absolutely opportunity in real estate development and investment right now. Industrial market, like I said, is on fire, and anyone that's able to turn out a fully stabilized industrial asset. I mean, the market right now, in terms of ability to sell and liquidity, is just it's at a record high. So obviously, incredible opportunity there. Anyone that's able to turn a development around in the next 12 to 14, I guess 12 to 24 months, obviously well positioned to take that to market. There'll also be some interesting opportunities, we believe, on the repurposing side. Obviously, with office right now at a extremely high vacancy, there's going to be I think, some great opportunities for conversions. We've seen conversions taking place in the last couple of years in Ottawa. A handful of smaller office buildings in the downtown core being converted to residential, and we think that trend will continue. And there's absolutely some great opportunity there for multifamily to grow as a result of conversion.
So I think we can all agree that in all of our conversations over the last few months that unanimously, when polled, people are saying that multi-res and industrial are definitely the way forward for the next year. I do not disagree with that argument whatsoever. I truly believe that there is great opportunities for repurposing office towers and building multi-res. Absolutely. I think that industrial does provide a great landscape, especially for entrepreneurs and those coming from a more rural setting for travel. I think it's a great avenue to investigate over the next year. My concern, though, as an industry, is that pigeonholing that is the only golden goose of the year. There is absolutely opportunity within retail and office as well. Reshifting of spaces, reimagining those assets doesn't just have to go to the latest and greatest idea you read on LinkedIn. I think it is really on us as an industry to ensure that we're reimagining each avenue of our sector.
The real estate industry is interesting in that there is always opportunity for investment. It just depends on the investor. As many institutional investors have clamped down on new investments for the time being, there are fewer parties at the table when product does come to market, creating opportunity for other investors to capitalize. Retail investment has actually seen the creation of a new retail classification known as essential retail, where cap rates are driven down in centers that may be grocery or pharmacy anchored, with tenants that would be permitted to remain open during a government mandated shutdown in the future, which would protect the NOI of a center for an investor. As for development, there has been a delay in the retail development this year, no doubt, and will likely continue into 2021. Costs to construct have seen huge increases with the added shortage of supply of lumber and steel. The delta between rents required by landlords to make these development work and the tenants' projected ability of rent to be paid has stretched farther apart than we've seen before. Industrial, on the other side, has not shown signs of slowing down at all. Colonnade Bridgeport is barreling ahead with a new industrial development along Highway 416. Industrial vacancy rates of 3% and lowering as reported at the end of the second quarter. The supply of small and mid-sized industrial units is practically non-existent. Last mile delivery services are popping up almost overnight based on the spike demand by retailers who have been forced to quickly invest in their online presence and secure the additional revenue streams.
Given that there's a surplus of, I guess, sublet space on the market or underutilized space, I'd be hesitant in terms of new development opportunities around commercial office. Although I would suspect that on the high-rise residential side, once things return somewhat back to normal, there's going to be a continued demand for housing. I would suspect that Canada will ramp up its immigration once again, and that will, certainly increase the demand for that type of housing.